Today I want to talk about a truth that may seem counterintuitive at first, yet, when examined closely, is deeply rooted in the complexities of human relationships. The truth is, men are extremely attracted to women who detach. But what does this really mean? Independence in a woman is a powerful and magnetic quality that draws the attention and admiration of others, particularly men. It is the foundation of a woman's sense of self, allowing her to define her identity beyond the influences of external expectations or the needs of those around her. A woman who is independent is not reliant on anyone else to give her purpose or validation. She stands on her own, grounded in her own values, desires, and ambitions. This independence does not mean isolation or coldness, but rather a deep connection to her own life, purpose, and emotional well-being. One of the most profound aspects of a woman's independence is her ability to make decisions and take actions that are aligned with her own beliefs, regardless of the opinions of others. She does not seek approval, nor does she compromise her values for the sake of conformity. She has the strength to trust her own instincts and judgments, whether in her career, relationships, or personal pursuits. This self-reliance signals a deep sense of inner security that is incredibly attractive because it suggests that the woman can manage her life without relying on others to fulfill her needs. When a woman is independent, she is able to approach relationships from a place of strength, not need. She does not rely on others to complete her, but instead brings her whole self into any partnership. This does not mean that she is emotionally unavailable or detached. On the contrary, it makes her more available in a meaningful way. She does not enter relationships out of a desire for validation or to fill an emotional void. Instead, she seeks relationships that complement her already fulfilled and complete life. This balance of self-sufficiency and connection allows for more genuine and equal partnerships where both individuals support one another's growth and development without the weight of dependency. A woman's independence fosters an atmosphere of respect and admiration. When a woman is able to hold her own and pursue her own path, she demonstrates confidence and determination, qualities that are universally respected. Her autonomy inspires others to respect her boundaries as they understand that she is not easily swayed by external pressures. This self-assuredness naturally attracts men who value strength and resilience, as it signals that the woman is capable of standing her ground in the face of challenges. In a world where vulnerability and dependence are often misconstrued as signs of weakness, the independent woman stands as a powerful example of emotional maturity and strength. Independence allows a woman to cultivate her own interests and passions. She does not look to others to provide meaning or fulfillment. She finds that within herself. Whether through personal development, artistic pursuits, or intellectual exploration, an independent woman is constantly expanding her horizons and pursuing her goals. This pursuit of personal growth makes her a more dynamic, interesting person whose life is filled with depth and purpose. Men are often attracted to women who have their own passions and ambitions, as it shows that they are individuals in their own right, not defined solely by their relationships. Finally, a woman's independence allows her to face life's challenges with resilience. Because she does not rely on others for emotional or material support, she learns how to navigate difficulties on her own. This ability to endure and overcome challenges without losing her sense of self is an incredibly powerful quality. It signals to others that she is not easily defeated, that she is capable of weathering any storm and emerging stronger for it. This strength, coupled with the humility and grace with which she handles adversity, makes her not only resilient but deeply admirable. The paradox of attachment lies in the fact that often the more emotionally available and attached a person is, the less intriguing they become. This might seem counterintuitive, as we are conditioned to believe that love and affection should be reciprocated with openness and vulnerability. Yet, when it comes to attraction, especially in the dynamic between men and women, detachment can sometimes make a person more desirable even while they remain emotionally distant. The key lies in how attachment and detachment are experienced and perceived in relationships. When a person, particularly a woman, becomes too emotionally attached or overly available, they risk losing the mystery that naturally fuels desire. Emotional attachment can signal dependence, and dependence often creates a dynamic in which one party feels the need to constantly cater to the emotional needs of the other. This can lead to an imbalance in the relationship, where one person becomes overly reliant on the other for validation, affection, or security. The pursuit of attachment then becomes a pursuit of reassurance rather than a connection rooted in respect and mutual admiration. In contrast, when a woman is emotionally detached, meaning she has the capacity to exist independently of any single relationship or external approval, she becomes an enigma. Her detachment doesn't stem from a desire to push others away, but from an inner strength and emotional resilience that signals she doesn't need constant affirmation or validation to feel secure. This emotional independence triggers curiosity in others. Men are often drawn to the mystery that surrounds a woman who does not immediately offer herself up emotionally. There's a depth to her that cannot be easily accessed, which makes her more intriguing and compelling. Her emotional distance doesn't mean she is unavailable. It means that her emotional world is rich and complex, and it is not something easily earned or taken for granted. Detachment also creates space for men to pursue a connection rather than simply settling into one. When a woman maintains some level of emotional independence, it presents a challenge that often activates a man's desire to understand her more deeply, to prove that he can win her affection not through constant proximity, but through respect, admiration, and connection. The more difficult it is to capture a woman's attention or love, the more valuable that love becomes. This pursuit, rooted in genuine interest rather than obligation, enhances the emotional connection in a way that attachment alone cannot. When a woman is emotionally detached, she signals strength and resilience. She demonstrates that her sense of self is not dependent on any single relationship, nor does she require the constant presence of another person to feel whole. This self-sufficiency is inherently attractive because it speaks to emotional maturity. Men are often drawn to women who have their own emotional foundation, as it suggests they will not be swayed by fleeting feelings or external pressures. Her detachment indicates that she can handle her emotions on her own, and that a relationship, when it comes, will be one of balance rather than dependency. The paradox deepens when we consider how detachment fosters a healthier attachment in the long term. When both partners are secure in their individual selves, the relationship becomes a union of two complete individuals who come together not to fill emotional voids, but to enhance each other's lives. A woman who can detach from the need for constant emotional reassurance or validation becomes a partner who offers stability, depth, and respect for boundaries. In turn, this makes the attachment between both partners stronger, rooted in mutual understanding rather than emotional dependency. It's in this delicate balance between attachment and detachment that attraction thrives and deepens. Desire is a complex and multifaceted psychological phenomenon that is influenced by many unconscious and conscious factors. One of the most intriguing aspects of human desire is its relationship to what is perceived as scarce or unattainable. The psychological dynamics that govern attraction are often rooted in the tension between accessibility and challenge. In relationships, especially romantic ones, the more someone is perceived as distant or hard to attain, the more they become an object of desire. This dynamic applies to both men and women, though it often plays out in different ways depending on the individual's emotional needs and psychological makeup. When a woman appears emotionally distant or unattached, it introduces an element of challenge that naturally triggers a desire to pursue. The underlying psychology here is simple: when something is hard to get, it becomes more valuable. This phenomenon is tied to the human need to seek out what is not immediately available. People generally tend to value things more when they are rare or elusive. The more a woman emotionally detaches and becomes self-sufficient, the more she embodies a sense of independence and mystery that draws others in. This creates an emotional tension that encourages pursuit, as her detachment signals that she is not simply handing out her affection or attention freely. This challenge doesn't stem from a desire to control or manipulate. Instead, it taps into the human instinct to pursue what is perceived as valuable. The difficulty of attaining someone who remains emotionally detached triggers a psychological response that is similar to the idea of a puzzle. Men are often drawn to the challenge of understanding and solving this puzzle. The mystery of who she truly is, what she desires, and what she values becomes something worth pursuing. This pursuit is not about ownership or conquest, but is driven by curiosity and admiration. The more unattainable she seems, the more desirable she becomes, because there is a deep psychological satisfaction in figuring out something that is difficult to understand or attain. Emotional detachment in a woman often signals strength and emotional stability, two qualities that are highly attractive in a partner. A woman who is emotionally independent is not likely to be swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressures. She doesn't seek validation from others to feel secure, and this inner strength creates a sense of respect and admiration in those around her. Men, in particular, are often drawn to this strength because it represents emotional maturity. It suggests that she will not be dependent on them to manage her emotions or self-worth, which fosters a sense of balance and equality in the relationship. Another aspect of the psychological dynamics of desire is the interplay between power and attraction. Emotional detachment, when done with poise and self-assurance, grants the woman a certain power in the relationship dynamic. This power does not come from manipulation, but from her ability to remain grounded and self-sufficient irrespective of the emotional pulls of others. This subtle power is enticing because it indicates a person who is confident, capable, and secure in herself. She is not constantly seeking reassurance, nor does she become overwhelmed by the emotional needs of others. In relationships, power dynamics are crucial, and the ability to remain detached when necessary is a sign of emotional strength and control that others find captivating. The psychological dynamics of desire are rooted in a delicate balance between challenge and accessibility, strength and vulnerability, attachment and detachment. When a woman is able to maintain emotional detachment without appearing cold or uninterested, it creates a space for genuine attraction. Her emotional independence and the mystery that surrounds her make her more intriguing and desirable, as men are often drawn to what they cannot immediately possess. It is this dynamic of challenge and emotional resilience that fuels desire and sparks deeper emotional connections. Emotional mastery plays a pivotal role in relationships and attraction, particularly in how it shapes one's interactions with others. It refers to the ability to understand, control, and respond to one's emotions in a constructive and thoughtful manner. For women, emotional mastery is not about suppressing emotions or avoiding vulnerability, but rather about navigating emotions with awareness and resilience. It is a skill that signals strength, self-awareness, and stability, all of which are highly attractive traits. When a woman possesses emotional mastery, she is able to engage with her emotions in a way that does not overwhelm her or others. She understands that emotions are temporary and that they do not define her. Instead of reacting impulsively or letting her feelings dictate her behavior, she can process them with clarity and composure. This ability to control emotional responses makes her emotionally stable and predictable, qualities that are vital in building healthy, lasting relationships. When a woman is emotionally balanced, she becomes a reliable presence in the lives of those around her, offering support without becoming consumed by her own emotions. This emotional control also enhances her ability to set boundaries. Emotional mastery allows a woman to establish and maintain clear boundaries, which is crucial for preserving her emotional well-being. When someone is attuned to their emotional landscape, they are better equipped to recognize when they need space, when they need to communicate, and when they need to step back. By establishing these boundaries, a woman is not only protecting herself, but also teaching others how to treat her with respect. She is showing that she values her emotional needs and will not tolerate situations or relationships that compromise her sense of self. This boundary setting becomes a key factor in creating and sustaining healthy, respectful relationships where both partners feel secure in their individuality. Emotional mastery also fosters resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and emotions can often be intense and overwhelming. However, a woman who has developed emotional mastery is not easily thrown off course by the turbulence of life. She can weather difficult circumstances, such as personal challenges, conflict, or disappointment, without losing her sense of self. Her ability to bounce back from adversity is a testament to her emotional strength. This resilience is an attractive quality because it signals a woman who is capable of managing stress and maintaining her inner peace, regardless of the chaos that might surround her. Men, in particular, are drawn to this emotional steadiness as it suggests a partner who will not crumble under pressure or become emotionally dependent. Emotional mastery enhances communication. A woman who understands her emotions can articulate her needs, desires, and frustrations in a constructive way. Rather than acting out of anger or frustration, she can communicate openly and calmly, fostering healthier discussions and problem solving. This ability to express emotions thoughtfully makes her more approachable and trustworthy, as it shows a willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue without letting emotions control the conversation. By addressing issues in a composed manner, she creates an environment of mutual respect and understanding. Emotional mastery allows a woman to maintain her sense of self in relationships. When a woman is emotionally self-sufficient, she does not rely on others to validate her emotions or provide constant reassurance. This sense of inner stability makes her more attractive, as it demonstrates emotional maturity and independence. Rather than seeking out relationships to fulfill her emotional needs, she enters them as a whole, grounded person, ready to share her life and connect on a deeper level. This emotional self-sufficiency fosters respect and admiration, as it suggests that the woman is secure in her identity and does not require others to complete her. Self-actualization is a concept that refers to the realization of one's fullest potential, the pursuit of personal growth, and the ability to live authentically in alignment with one's true self. For women, self-actualization represents a state where they are not defined by the roles they play or the expectations placed upon them by others, but by their own internal values, desires, and ambitions. This process of becoming the best version of oneself is vital not only for personal fulfillment, but also for creating more balanced and meaningful relationships. When a woman is actively pursuing self-actualization, she exudes a sense of purpose and wholeness that is both attractive and empowering. At the heart of self-actualization is the ability to follow one's passions, pursue dreams, and seek continuous growth without the fear of judgment or failure. A woman who is self-actualized is deeply attuned to her own needs and aspirations, allowing her to engage with life on her own terms. She does not look to others to define who she is or what she should become. Instead, she chooses her path based on her authentic desires. This freedom to pursue personal growth and creativity is what gives her life its depth and meaning. A woman who is self-actualized embodies the understanding that her worth is not contingent upon external approval, but rooted in her ability to live truthfully and with purpose. Self-actualization also involves the cultivation of resilience and self-reliance. A woman who has reached a level of self-actualization has developed the capacity to overcome obstacles and face life's challenges with confidence. She has the inner strength to handle adversity without losing sight of her values or emotional balance. This resilience is vital not only for her personal well-being, but also for the relationships she forms with others. By being able to navigate her own difficulties, she does not place the burden of her emotional needs solely on others. This emotional independence allows for healthier and more balanced connections where both partners can grow together without one person becoming the emotional caretaker of the other. Self-actualization encourages a sense of autonomy, which in turn fosters a greater degree of attraction in relationships. When a woman is self-actualized, she does not enter relationships to complete herself, but to complement her already fulfilled life. Her sense of self-worth is not contingent upon the presence of a partner or the validation of others. She is already whole, and any relationship she forms is an extension of her desire to connect with another person who also values self-growth and autonomy. This kind of self-sufficiency creates a dynamic where both individuals contribute to the relationship without relying on each other to provide their individual sense of purpose or identity. In addition, self-actualization often leads to a heightened sense of self-awareness. A woman who has reached this stage of development is keenly aware of her own strengths, weaknesses, and desires. This self-awareness allows her to make decisions that align with her values, ensuring that her actions and choices reflect her true self. It also enables her to communicate her needs, desires, and boundaries with clarity and confidence. This ability to understand and express herself authentically not only enhances her personal well-being, but also fosters healthier and more fulfilling relationships with others. Finally, the pursuit of self-actualization brings with it a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction that comes from living authentically. A woman who is self-actualized is at peace with who she is, which radiates outwardly in her interactions with others. Her confidence, emotional stability, and self-respect create an aura of positivity that draws others to her. Rather than seeking validation or approval from others, she offers the world her true self, and in doing so invites others to do the same. This creates a powerful and authentic connection with those around her, built on mutual respect and shared growth. Healthy boundaries are essential for maintaining emotional well-being and creating balanced relationships. They represent the ability to establish limits that protect one's emotional, mental, and physical space. For women, setting and maintaining these boundaries is crucial not only for their own sense of self-preservation, but also for fostering relationships that are respectful, mutually supportive, and free from manipulation or undue dependence. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others, they are about saying yes to oneself, ensuring that one's needs, values, and emotional health are respected. The power dynamics in relationships are deeply influenced by the ability to establish and uphold boundaries. When a woman sets clear boundaries, she communicates a sense of self-respect and self-sufficiency that commands respect from others. This establishes an environment where both individuals are treated as equals, with their needs and emotional states being considered and respected. Without healthy boundaries, relationships can easily become skewed, with one person often unconsciously becoming the caretaker, the people pleaser, or the emotional manager, while the other person may adopt a more passive or demanding role. This imbalance often leads to resentment, burnout, and emotional exhaustion, making it difficult to maintain a healthy, thriving relationship. For women, power dynamics often manifest in how their boundaries are respected or not respected by others. A woman who fails to assert her boundaries may find herself in situations where her emotional needs are neglected, or worse, where she is taken advantage of or manipulated. By contrast, a woman who has developed the ability to set boundaries with clarity and consistency maintains control over her own emotional well-being and keeps the relationship dynamic healthy. Healthy boundaries allow her to avoid becoming emotionally depleted, ensuring that she does not lose herself in the relationship. She retains her individuality, her identity, and her sense of self, which ultimately strengthens the relationship because both partners can come together as autonomous, whole individuals rather than as codependent entities. Boundaries also protect women from being trapped in unhealthy power dynamics where one person seeks to dominate or control the other. For instance, in a relationship where boundaries are not respected, one person may manipulate the other by guilt-tripping, gaslighting, or coercion. When a woman has established clear boundaries, she prevents this from happening, as others know that she will not tolerate behaviors that undermine her sense of self-worth. These boundaries are often not only about saying no, but also about saying yes to herself, to her personal needs, her time, and her emotional health. By setting these boundaries, a woman signals that she is not a passive participant in the relationship, but an active, autonomous individual whose emotional health is her responsibility. When boundaries are consistently respected, the power dynamics between individuals shift to one of equality. A relationship based on mutual respect for each person's boundaries creates an environment where both partners can freely express themselves, explore their desires, and pursue their goals without fear of emotional manipulation or control. It encourages healthy communication, where both individuals can negotiate needs, express dissatisfaction, and resolve conflicts without resorting to unhealthy power struggles. In this environment, both partners feel supported in their emotional growth and are able to cultivate their own identities while fostering a deep connection. Healthy boundaries are not about creating distance or emotional detachment. They are about maintaining emotional clarity, mutual respect, and personal integrity. By establishing and respecting boundaries, power dynamics shift from a potentially unequal, controlling relationship to one of balance, respect, and shared growth. Healthy boundaries give both individuals the freedom to be themselves without the fear of being diminished or manipulated. In relationships where boundaries are upheld, both partners have the space to flourish and connect on a deeper, more authentic level. In conclusion, the dynamics of attraction, relationships, and emotional connection are profoundly influenced by a woman's sense of self and her ability to cultivate independence, emotional mastery, and healthy boundaries. When a woman is emotionally detached in a balanced way, it creates a sense of mystery and autonomy that draws others to her. Her ability to remain grounded in her own identity and values, while also setting clear boundaries, establishes a foundation for respect, equality, and mutual growth in relationships. Emotional mastery enhances this dynamic by ensuring she navigates life's challenges with resilience and clarity, allowing her to communicate authentically and build deeper connections without compromising her emotional well-being. Ultimately, it is the pursuit of self-actualization, becoming the best version of oneself, that enhances attraction, creates balance in relationships, and fosters true emotional intimacy. Through emotional independence, self-respect, and the cultivation of healthy power dynamics, a woman can create fulfilling, authentic relationships that reflect her strength and authenticity.